Basketball fans love a good Cinderella story, but some upsets are so shocking they leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the game. What happens when a powerhouse team crumbles under pressure, or an overlooked underdog rises to the occasion? These moments are why we watch sports, to witness the improbable, the unforgettable, and the downright unbelievable. From eighth-seeded underdogs toppling title favorites to epic finals collapses, here are some of the most mouth-watering upsets in the history of the National Basketball Association, NBA, along with the intriguing storylines that led up to them. 1. 2007. Warriors, 8th seed, stun Mavericks, 1st seed, series. Outcome: Warriors win 4-2 in the first round. With their elimination of the top-seeded Dallas Mavericks in the first round of the playoffs, the Golden State Warriors, who are known for their "We Believe" slogan, have engraved their names into the annals of history. With Dirk Nowitzki serving as the team's most valuable player, the Mavericks had won an astounding 67 games during the regular season and were anticipated to breeze through the early rounds of the playoffs. Rather than that, the Warriors revealed their vulnerabilities in one of the most shocking upsets in the history of the sport. The Warriors, who were coached by Don Nelson, who was ironically a previous coach for the Mavericks, played a style of basketball that was aggressive and small ball, and the Mavericks were unable to counter that style. Baron Davis emerged as the most valuable player of the series on account of his electric performances, which inspired the audience of the Warriors. Dirk Nowitzki, who had a hard time finding his rhythm, was rendered ineffective by the defensive techniques employed by Golden State. In the sixth and final game of the series, the Warriors overcame an emotional defeat thanks to the support of their fans. An eighth-seeded club won a 7-game series against a first-seeded team for the very first time in the history of the National Basketball Association. 2. In 1994, the Nuggets, who were the 8th seed, defeated the Supersonics, who were the 1st seed. 3-2 victory for the Nuggets in the first round. The Denver Nuggets defeated the Seattle Supersonics, who had 63 wins, in order to pull off the first ever 8-over-1 miracle. This victory occurred prior to the win by the Warriors in 2007. There was a widespread consensus that Seattle, under the leadership of Shawn Kemp and Gary Payton, was a title candidate. Nevertheless, the tenacious Nuggets, who are captained by Dikembe Mutombo, did not understand the message. The Nuggets were able to tie the series after dropping the opening 2 games of the series. The Nuggets were able to claw back and win the series. Dikembe Mutombo's embrace of the ball and subsequent lying down on the court, overcome with emotion, following Denver's overtime triumph in Game 5 in Seattle, is widely regarded as one of the most famous moments in the history of the National Basketball Association. The success of the Nuggets was dependent on their suffocating defense and the clutch shooting of players such as Robert Pack and Reggie Williams. This upset became the gold standard for victories on the basis of being an underdog, and it continues to be a defining milestone in Mutombo's career with the Hall of Fame. In 2011, the Mavericks shocked the Heat in the NBA Finals. The Mavericks won the series with a score of 4-2 and captured the championship. In the 2011 NBA Finals, the Big Three of the Miami Heat, who consisted of LeBron James, Dwyane Wade, and Chris Bosh, were considered to be the overwhelming favorites. There was little hope that the Dallas Mavericks, who were led by Dirk Nowitzki and were considered to be a one-man show, would be able to defeat such a star-studded squad. The Mavericks, however, had other ideas in mind. The reasons why it was shocking are as follows. Dirk Nowitzki performed one of the best performances in the history of the finals, despite playing through illness and successfully coming up clutch on multiple occasions. The Heat's stars faltered at crucial times, particularly LeBron James, who was subjected to significant criticism for his lethargic performance throughout the series. Role players such as Jason Terry and J.J. Barea stepped up and outplayed Miami's supporting group. It was not only the Mavericks' victory that solidified Nowitzki's legacy, but it also revealed fractures in Miami's freshly established super team. 4. the Pistons triumph against the Lakers in the NBA Finals in 2004. The series will end with the Pistons prevailing by a score of 4-1. The Los Angeles Lakers of 2004 were a super team long before the concept of super teams became commonly accepted. The fact that they had Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Gary Payton, and Karl Malone on their roster meant that it was anticipated that they would easily win another championship. The Detroit Pistons, on the other hand, were a club that focused specifically on defense and lacked a true superstar player. In the aftermath, a tremendous upset occurred, which was one of the most lopsided finals in the history of the sport. Things that went wrong for the Los Angeles Lakers. Under the leadership of Ben Wallace and Tayshaun Prince, the defense of the Pistons was able to suffocate the offense of the Lakers, particularly Kobe Bryant. The internal conflict between Shaq and Kobe only grew worse as the series progressed, and Chauncey Billups, who was awarded the Most Valuable Player award for the finals, was the one who controlled Detroit's offense with calm and accuracy. The upset demonstrated that the power of individual brilliance and star power may be overshadowed by the power of collaboration and defense. 5. The 8th-seeded New York Knicks get it to the championship game in 1999. Outcome of the series, basketball finals for the Knicks. In 1999, the New York Knicks created history by being the first 8th-seeded club to make it to the NBA Finals. This accomplishment occurred during the lockout-shortened season. In spite of the fact that they were the underdogs in every series, the Knicks were able to always find a way to win. Some of the highlights of their run include Allen Houston's game-winning shot in Game 5 against the Miami Heat, which allowed them to win the first-round series. The development of Marcus Camby and Latrell Sprewell as major players, particularly because Patrick Ewing sustained an injury that effectively ended his season. A tenacious triumph over Reggie Miller's Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals by the Indiana Pacers. Despite the fact that they were ultimately defeated by the San Antonio Spurs in the championship game, the Knicks' incredible run continued to serve as a demonstration of endurance and tenacity. 6. In 1975, the Warriors defeated the Bullets in the NBA Finals, resulting in a series victory for the Warriors, which they won 4-0. Due to the fact that they had won 60 games during the regular season, the Washington Bullets were considered to be big favorites to win the 1975 Finals. The Golden State Warriors, on the other hand, surpassed all predictions by sweeping the Bullets in one of the most lopsided upsets in the history of the finals. The following are the things that made it shocking. Rick Barry became the most valuable player of the finals after delivering a masterpiece in scoring and leadership. Even though Jamal Wilkes and Clifford Ray made significant contributions, the Warriors' defense was able to thwart the offensive threats that the Bullets presented. Washington was defeated by the Warriors' cohesiveness and tenacity, even though they were smaller than Washington and had a better matchup on paper. In the history of the finals, this victory continues to be one of the most unexpected outcomes. The Cavaliers make a comeback from a 3-1 deficit to defeat the Warriors in the year 2016. The Cavaliers prevail in the series with a score of 4-3. The Cleveland Cavaliers became the first team in NBA history to overcome a 3-1 deficit by defeating the Golden State Warriors' 73-win club in the 2016 NBA Finals. This victory is considered to be one of the most spectacular in the history of the NBA. Among the most memorable moments was the epic chase-down block that LeBron James made on Andre Iguodala in Game 7. This play exemplified Cleveland's tenacity and was a defining moment. With less than a minute remaining in Game 7, Kyrie Irving made a clutch three-pointer over Stephen Curry. The suspension of Draymond Green during Game 5 provided Cleveland with a significant boost to their momentum. LeBron James's place among the all-time greats was cemented as a result of this upset, which also brought an end to Cleveland's 52-year title drought. In conclusion, and no team is invincible, no lead is safe, and no prediction is sure, as demonstrated by the greatest stunning upsets in the history of the National Basketball Association, NBA. This is what makes basketball so exciting. It reminds us that the underdog always has a chance to win. These moments of triumph and heartbreak are what makes basketball fascinating. These stories are a tribute to the unpredictability and enchantment of the game. Whether it is a gritty 8th-seeded club that overcame a behemoth or a comeback that will be remembered for generations from now on. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update and join our amazing community. Drop a comment below.